Hello everyone, you're watching Physio Classroom channel, and in today's video we are going to discuss yet another interesting topic describing the biomechanical relationship between the mobility of the thoracic spine with that of the shoulder joint. After watching this video till the end, one will be very easily able to understand the importance of treating the thoracic spine in patients who visit to us with shoulder problems like shoulder pain and stiffness. So let's start this video by doing an interesting experiment. Now Vishal, I want you to sit as relaxed as possible, and you can also try this on your own. And very nice. And now without moving your trunk, okay, stay in this posture. And now I want you to move both your shoulders up as far as you can. Very nice. And interestingly, what we see here is that Vishal is not able to complete his shoulder range of motion to 180 degrees. Why it is so? It is so because of the role of the thoracic spine mobility in completing the range of shoulder movements. Now let's do another experiment, and this time I am allowing Vishal to move his trunk when he moves his shoulder, and let's see whether he is able to complete his shoulder range of motion. So Vishal, now you can move your shoulders as well as your trunk, and let's see if you can achieve 180 degrees of your shoulder flexion. Very nice. So you can see the range of motion becomes complete when I allow Vishal to move his thoracic spine. So now with this we can easily establish that thoracic spine mobility does have the role in supporting the extensive movement of the arm, because earlier the shoulder flexion was only 150 degrees when the thoracic spine was flexed, but when thoracic spine extended, the shoulder flexion reached the full range of motion. Now interestingly, this movement of the shoulder into elevation up till 180 degrees is associated with movement of the thoracic spine up to the T6, T7 level. And if students try to palpate the thoracic spine, they will be able to conclude many things. Like for example, bilateral shoulder elevations are associated with thoracic extension. Similarly, if Vishal only elevates the right side of the shoulder, we can easily conclude that the thoracic spine is extending and rotating toward the side of the shoulder that is being moved. So that means unilateral shoulder elevation is associated with thoracic extension and rotation toward the same side. And so if you palpate the spinous processes, they are going to move towards the opposite side of the shoulder that has been moved. This mobility relationship of the thoracic spine and that of the shoulder can also be established while studying the shoulder rotation movements. So if Vishal performs bilateral shoulder external rotation, one can easily make out that with external rotation, the thoracic spine goes into extension, and with internal rotation, the thoracic spine goes into flexion. So therefore, we often see that therapists who have this understanding of the relationship between the thoracic spine mobility with that of the mobility of the shoulder joint often prefer to examine and treat the thoracic spine first before they start treating the shoulder joint. And this is so because if we leave the thoracic spine hypomobility issue unaddressed in patients who come to us with reduced mobility in the shoulder joint, then our efforts in improving the range of motion without treating the thoracic spine mobility will not be that much effective as compared to if we have readdressed and restored the mobility in the thoracic spine. Similarly, we can also conclude that individuals who have increased thoracic kyphotic posture are at high risk of developing shoulder impingement syndrome because of the associated positioning of the scapula along with the thoracic kyphosis. The scapula shifts more into abduction and tilts anteriorly, thereby creating less subacromial space and putting the soft tissues under a lot of compression during the movements of shoulder flexion and abduction. Now there are many ways in which we can improve the thoracic spine mobility, and I will be covering them in my upcoming videos. The most important thing that I wanted to convey in this video was the importance of assessing and treating thoracic spine mobility while treating patients who actually come to us with shoulder problems. I sincerely hope that the information shared by me in this video will be useful for you. Please don't forget to share our videos maximally with your contacts. Keep learning, keep sharing, and stay connected.